Welcome back, Egyptology lovers. Today we are doing the plate 25 and 28, which are part of the same rubric. So what we have here is 25, the plate. Now, chapter 86 and the next 10 chapters constitutes a series of transformation spells, beginning on plate 25 and extending to the end of plate 28. So this is chapter 86. These chapters were essentially spells intended to aid the souls of the blessed dead in assuming the forms of different beings. The papyrus of 𝓄𝓖 is particularly rich in such material, in containing nearly all the chapters of this type. This genre of text, for example, has a long history within Egyptian mortuary literature, beginning with the pyramid texts. Transformation into many other beings is a particular characteristic of the sun creator deity. That god is frequently mentioned in the transformation spells, presumably as the entity with whom the deceased wishes to identify himself with. So, for example, 𝓄𝓖. The purpose of such chapters are frequently misunderstood, giving to rise the popular misconception that the Egyptians believed in the doctrine of transmigration of the soul, similar to the one associated with the Indian religion, which is not the case here. Many variants of these chapters, however, make it quite clear that these transformations all occur in the god's domain. For instance, one never encounters those terminal remarks which state that the text has equal validity or power in this world or as in the next. Transformation spells remain firmly connected to the afterlife, and only that. Now, the beauty about this particular chapter is the artistry that is drawn. The birds here that are perched, or the falcons, well, the swallow, which is on the left, and the two falcons on the right are wonderfully drawn by a good hand. The artist who drew these vignettes, accompanies these chapters, was particularly skilled at drawing birds and flowers. In plates 25 to 28, the vignettes are accordingly done with far greater naturalism than any other scene in the papyrus. Of the animals and birds in the transformation spells, the swallow in chapter 86 that you see over here is probably the most accurately drawn. The restlessly soaring swallow represents the notion of wandering. For the Egyptians, the multicolored mound on which the swallow is perched is presumably the primordial mound of which the creator deity first made his appearance on the earth, which is Atum. The terminal rubric appearing on this plate is absent in the 𝓄𝓖 papyrus. The next vignette belongs to chapter 77, the transformation into a golden falcon, right over here, so chapter 77. The vignette shows a golden falcon standing appropriately on the hieroglyph for the word gold, 𝓄𝓈�𝓇𝓏. There is a flagellum projecting, so here's the gold 𝓄𝓈𝓐, and a flagellum projecting from his back, a common attribute of deities in the theomorphic form. On the third vignette of plate 25 is the association with chapter 78, which continues through plate 26. So this right over here, which you can see the division of the bars, right over here, chapter 78, which continues all the way to plate 26. What you have here, this chapter is intended to transform the deceased into a divine falcon. The illustration shows a green feathered falcon with a flagellum projecting from his back, as in the previous example. The falcon is perched on a small shrine-like plinth right over here. The text that accompanies this vignette is one of many that may contain the text of a temple or initiation ritual. The scholars who have studied this chapter have felt that the essentially dramatic text, with at least two people performing the various roles. So that's pretty much the information over here. So let's go ahead and read this. Now, the description I provide here will also be part of the same description for plate 26. So listen to this one first and then move over to 26. All right then, so let's go ahead and read the text. We are moving in retrograde as usual. We're going to start right over here on the very far left and move towards the right. This is basically moving towards the west as the papyrus is moving, and we're going to do that right now. All right, so welcome back. We're going to start reading from here. This says, beginning of chapters of being transformed into a swallow. Word spoken up here by the Osiris 𝓄𝓖 vindicated. I am a swallow. I am this swallow, whose way is bright. The goddess Serket, the scorpion goddess, the daughter of Ra. O you gods, you who savor sweetness. This says repeat twice. O you gods, or you gods who savor sweetness. Continuing down here. A flame has gone forth to the horizon. O you who, this is who, are in the city. I have brought him who guards his coils. Therefore, give to me, over here now, your hands. For I have spent the day in the island of fire. I have gone on an errand, and I have returned with a report. Open to me, then I will tell of what I have seen. Therefore and therein Horus is in command of the sacred bark, and the throne of his father has been given to him. All right, now continuing here. This is a new sentence within that sentence structure before. While that of Set, the son of Nut, who is with bonds, continuing here, bonds, for what he has done. As for what is in 𝓿𝓈�𝓇𝓼, or Minchem, has been allotted to me. And my shoulder and my arms are for Osiris. I have gone to make inspection, and I have returned to speak. Therein, let me pass, so let me pass, that I may report my errands. I am one who goes in esteemed, and who goes out distinguished. Continuing up here, distinguished is over there as well. At the portal, or that portal of the Lord of all. I am pure upon that great plateau, or tomb plateau. Continuing. I have gotten rid of, continuing up here, continue down here, evil. Continuing back up here. I have discarded my wrongdoing. I have cast out my ills relating to my flesh. I am pure. I am divine, like the gatekeepers. Make a way for me, for I am like you. I have gone out into the day and walked upon my feet. I have power in my stride. Continuing up here, and my spirit. This is EU is just to introduce a new sentence, a combination of maybe even connecting two different sentences. So let's continue. This is together, I am one who knows the secret ways of the portals of the field of rushes. I am, behold. I have come, I, having felled my enemies upon the earth, or the ground, and my corpse is buried in him, which means Geb, the earth itself. That's the completion of this particular chapter. We're going to move now to chapter 77, which is after the bar, and this is going to start right over here. Being transformed as a falcon. Now you could see Horus here is a falcon, but he is in black color, as the word falcon, which is beak, is actually in red. So though this is introducing a new chapter, there is respect for the falcon, that he is not part of just some typical word, but he is revered and therefore putting back into proper context. So let's say it again. being transformed into a falcon of gold, word spoken by the Osiris Ani. Continuing here, Ani again. Oh, I am appearing, or I have appeared, as the sunshine in the falcon of gold. Continuing here, I have come forth from its egg. I have flown up, I have alighted as a falcon of 4 cubits. Continuing here, in along its back, and who his wings are of green stone of Upper Egypt. I have gone up into the night bark, which continues here, the night bark. This is EU, it's not pronounced, introduce a new sentence. I have brought my heart from the eastern desert. I have alighted in the day bark. And this is EU, this is not pronounced, new sentence. There have been brought to me, now we're going to go right here, you, coming back here, who are in or from, continuing up here, in or from ancient times, and of you who are bowing down. This is EU, it's not pronounced. Introduce again another sentence. I am appearing or have appeared, and I have been reassembled, continuing up here, as a fair falcon of gold upon the point of stone. And Re, the sun god, comes in daily to give judgment. And I sit among those elder gods of the sky, and my head of the field of offering is in the presence. I eat of him who has power over him. I have received abundance to my heart. I have given the grain god, my smoked barley, and I have power to what or therein of appertains to my head. All right, so we've completed this chapter now. For chapter 77, we're going to move over to chapter 78. You can see the division bar. We're going to start right over here on top for the final one of this plate. Being transformed into a divine falcon, word spoken by the Osiris Ani. Continuing up here now. O great one, incoming, as for you in Jadu or Besuris, my sacred ways, or my ways are clear, pretty much the same. And may you go all around to my house. So I am to see, and I am to extol my esteemed shape. And may you give fear of me. And may you, which goes over here, create, which is right over here, create, and this is part of it, create awe of me, so wonder or majesty of me, and that the gods of Duat may fear me. And continuing here, and may you, gates, continuing here, gates, coming back again, be aware of me. Therefore, do not let you, who has done you harm to me, approach. Continuing here, so that I may see in the house of darkness. And uncover, which continues here, uncover my wariness, which is hidden from him. Do. Now this is where the god speaks. The gods themselves speak to Ani. Do like you wish, basically, as the gods. You or they who hear the voices, continuing up here, of those who journey, continuing here, as followers of Osiris. Now it is Horus who speaks. Be silent, you gods, and let a god speak with me, and let him hear the truth, which continues up here, the truth, which I shall say to him, speak to me, O you Osiris. May you give what has gone forth from your mouth to me, what has been revoked. And may I see, continuing up here, your shape, or your own shape. Now continuing up here again. And may I shape your form. May you give to me to go forth. May I have power in my legs. May I be therein like the Lord of all, which is in, continuing here, his, back down here, upper, back over here, sky. Continuing here now. O you gods of the duat, fear me. O you gates, beware of me. May you let me move along therein with those who move along. So this continues here, those who move along, right over here. While I remain upon my mound or a standard, like the Lord of life. I ally myself with the divine Isis. Continuing here, may you, back down here, rejoice, back up again, rejoice to me upon you doing me harm. Therefore, may he not come so that he may see my weariness. And I shall go, and I shall come from the confines of the sky. And may I ask the words from Geb. And may I demand authority from the Lord of all, upon which you, gods of Duat, shall fear me. Even you shall see when I send you to catch, continuing up here, your fowl or birds and fish for me. I am one of those therein who dwell in the sunshine. This is you, it's a new sentence, we don't pronounce this, so continuing. I have made, continuing here, my form as his form, so that he may go and that he may go out to Jeddu or Besuris. And my shape as, continuing up here, his, coming back down, shape, which goes right back up again, shape, and that he may say to you of my esteemed affairs. May he give fear of me. May he create awe of me. And may the gods of the duat fear me. All right, so this continues over to plate 26. So watch plate 26 to see the continuation from here. Thank you for tuning in, and until the next video.